Is Senator Linturi a mole for the other side of the political divide? Is this really what went down in Eldoret that has had a huge impact on the presidential bid of William Samoei Ruto? That is what my show today is all about. And the answer to that question, the answers to those questions are nothing short of shocking. Karibu sana and enjoy. When you really think about it, everything that has happened over the madoadoa remarks in Eldoret has helped which camp? Team Tangatanga or Team Keleweke? I think the answer to that question is very obvious. It has been of great advantage to Team Keleweke. Indeed, what has happened has created a crisis for Deputy President William Samoei Ruto's bid for the presidency. A crisis so serious that many analysts, including yours truly, believes it will be very difficult for him to recover from. Let's think about it for a minute. All votes from Mount Kenya region, kwisha maneno. But let us start from the beginning, as we usually do. And let's analyze this thing very deeply. And I assure you at the end of it, the truth of what really happened in Eldoret will be as clear as day to all of us. Now, in my last video, we pointed out that Oscar Sudi, who was the master of ceremonies at that big rally in Eldoret, and standing right behind Senator Linturi, a bit to his left actually, looked shocked when he mentioned the word madoadoa. You can review those videos here on YouTube. Oscar Sudi looked shocked. Yes, he nodded his head because he knew cameras on him and everybody was looking at him. But his initial reaction was a true reaction. He was shocked. Now, this tells us that this could not have been planned. This suggests to us that what Senator Linturi was going to say, he had not revealed, at least to Sudi. Okay? Now, there's more. The way the Deputy President's team has responded to this crisis is very instructive. And it tells you something very clearly. It is not something they had planned. Because when you plan something, you plan ahead on what your next step is going to be. Let us look at the reaction of the Deputy President's team. First of all, the Deputy President said nothing in his speech about the remarks of Senator Linturi, which was a serious mistake. He should have responded immediately and distanced himself immediately. He didn't. Then the next day, there was the apology by Kipchumba Murkomen. Again, in my opinion, too little, too late. And Kipchumba's response, to be very honest, is not believable. Because what Senator Linturi said at Eldoret Sports Club, where this big, huge DP Ruto Mega Rally took place, was clear. There is no other way it can be spinned. I know what his lawyers have said, and indeed what his lawyers said is true. The word madoadoa is not illegal. It is not illegal to use those words. However, what connotations do those words have? When were those words last used? What psychological effect do those words have on those who are on the receiving end? The last time that word was heard many times in the Rift Valley in 2007. Indeed, it is not too far-fetched to imagine somebody waking up sweating and terrified over a nightmare where they just heard those words. This unfortunate situation. Actually, all explanations, all attempts, to try and express what the senator wanted to express in different words, none of them have been convincing. That's the truth. And then a super fascinating development. Senator Linturi, a few hours ago, before I came in to make this video, recanted his apology. He withdrew his apology. I'm guessing this is for legal reasons, because when you apologize, that is evidence you have done something wrong. I guess his legal team is bracing for possible criminal charges, and therefore they were preparing. And part of preparations is for Senator Linturi to withdraw his apology. Folks, whichever way you want to look at this whole saga, one thing sticks out very clearly: that the remarks of Senator Linturi were godsend for Team Keleweke. The remarks of Senator Linturi were very convenient, in stopping the Deputy President's march forward. And the timing of those remarks were perfect. And that is as far as stopping the Deputy President's campaign dead on its tracks. Now, armed with that information, let us look at a theory that many are putting forward. And actually, it explains everything so neatly. It explains the whole mystery, if it is true. Now, of course, that theory is that Senator Linturi is in fact a mole for the other side of the political divide. And of course, this would neatly explain why one side of the political divide is benefiting in a huge way. Because let's face it, many people in the Mount Kenya region were affected either directly or indirectly by what happened in the Rift Valley in 2007. That is a fact. Now, of course, 2007 was a long time ago. Many people who are very active in politics right now were very little children in 2007. That is true. However, when something affects a community in such a major way as the events of 2007 did, it is very easy for even those who are not there, and even those who are too young, to quickly grasp what happened. And especially the link to that phrase, madoadoa, uttered by Senator Linturi. Now, there is another mystery that has really been puzzling Kenyans, that I want us to look at briefly. so that we put all this together. People have been asking, why is the government not doing anything to stop some of the excesses of Team Tangatanga? Yes, some of its members are being arrested here and there, but the feeling amongst a vast majority of Kenyans is that the government has not done enough, is not doing enough to deal with Team Tangatanga. That is the truth. That is how Kenyans feel. The fact that Team Tangatanga is a threat to the unity of the nation called Kenya is not just my opinion. It is the opinion of a vast majority of Kenyans, especially older Kenyans who have followed the career of the Deputy President since the days of YK92. And so my sincere apologies if you're a supporter of the Deputy President. Please don't get my feelings. I'm just saying things as they are. And many have even wondered whether this deep state really exists. Because if it existed, many Kenyans feel it would have dealt with this issue a long time ago. Now, of course, those Kenyans who hold this view are not aware of what has happened in our past history. They are not aware of deep state operations done in the past. And I'm sure they've not taken in my series, my groundbreaking series on Tom Mboya, titled Tom Mboya, It Was More Than an Assassination. It's right here on this channel. In fact, I've put a link in the description area below. When you're through this video, you can check it out. But let me just summarize what happened. Looking back at our history, it is very clear. It was not that clear at the time, although we had long discussions with my political lecturer over this issue. But to many Kenyans it was not clear. But now in retrospect, it is very clear. When we got our independence, the feeling amongst those who ruled Kenya at the time, the KANU government, was that the opposition was a threat. KADU, the opposition party, Kenya African Democratic Union, was a threat, which had people like Daniel Arap Moi, Ronald Gala, and others. That initial threat was dealt with by using pressure to have leading lights in KADU cross over to KANU, so that KADU died as a political party. The excuse was that we were a young nation. We could not afford to be divided. Unity would take us very far. Very good excuse, theoretically, on paper. The next threat that was identified was a community in Kenya that had very highly educated sons and daughters, the Luo community. The truth is, as we went into independence, this Kenyan community was way ahead of other communities in terms of education and exposure. The first black African to qualify as a lawyer was from this community, the Luo community, Agwin Skodek. And there are many other professionals who are the first in their field to qualify in their respective professions, who hailed from this community. This community had thinkers. This community had charismatic leaders. The first name that comes to mind, of course, is Tom Mboya. This community had everything going for them. Now I want to make it very clear. I'm not here today to judge. I'm here just to give you the facts of what happened. Now, a general election was scheduled for 1969 towards the end of that year. And indeed it was held in December. But before that election, it was clear that this threat had to be dealt with.
That was very revealing, was it not? Don't dare miss part 2 of this sizzling video. You will find a link in the description area below, the minute it is uploaded. See you there.